This is a story of unimaginable cruelty, deception, and survival.
I cannot believe it. This can't be true. This can't be true. It's a monstrous case.
She was regularly beaten and raped by her own father.
Because it's the own father who did this to his daughter.
Today, we delve into the dark and twisted world of Josef Fritzl, a man whose crimes shocked the world.
Do you think she knew?
We still do not know what his wife really knew.
She took in 3 babies, one after another, and accepted them.
Yes.
1984. 18-year-old girl Elisabeth Fritzl disappeared without a trace. Her parents, Josef and Rosemarie, reported her missing, but there was no sign of her. Where did she went? What happened to her? No one could think she had been imprisoned by her own father in a secret basement beneath their house. April 9th, 1935, story begins with the birth of Devil in Austria. Josef Fritzl's childhood was marked by the harsh realities of post-war Austria. He was a normal kid, but beneath this normal face lay a man capable of unspeakable evil. Fritzl was an electrical engineer by profession, married to Rosemarie Fritzl, and a father of 7 children. To neighbors, he seemed like an ordinary man leading an ordinary life. However, Fritzl kept dark, monstrous desires that would eventually come to light in one of the most shocking criminal cases in history. Elisabeth's imprisonment was meticulously planned. Fritzl had spent years constructing a soundproof dungeon, accessible only through a series of locked doors and concealed behind a hidden entrance. Once Elisabeth was trapped, her nightmare began. Elisabeth's captivity was marked by extreme isolation and brutal abuse. The basement was a claustrophobic, windowless prison with barely enough room to move. She endured 24 years of darkness, where the only light was artificial and the air was stale and suffocating. The lack of natural light and poor ventilation created an environment that was both physically and mentally torturous. During her imprisonment, Elisabeth gave birth to 7 children, fathered by Fritzl. The births took place in the dirty conditions of the cellar, without medical assistance. Elisabeth was forced to suffer the extreme pain of childbirth alone, with only the minimal supplies provided by Fritzl. The conditions were so worst that one of the newborn child died shortly after birth due to neglection. The 3 children, who remained in the basement with Elisabeth, they were raised in complete isolation from the outside world. They never saw daylight, never felt the wind on their faces, and never experienced the simple joys of childhood. The only world they knew was the damp, dark confines of the basement. The lack of proper nutrition and medical care led to numerous health problems for both Elisabeth and her children. Fritzl's deception was complex. He convinced his wife and the authorities that Elisabeth had joined a religious cult and had abandoned her children. The children brought upstairs were given a pretense of normalcy, while those in the basement lived a life of darkness and deprivation. Fritzl's manipulation extended beyond his immediate family. He carefully maintained a facade of normality, interacting with neighbors and friends as if nothing was amiss. The case finally came to light in 2008.
Rapist and murderer Josef Fritzl.
Josef Fritzl. Josef Fritzl.
Josef Fritzl.
Josef Fritzl is...
One of Elisabeth's children, Kerstin, became critically ill. Desperate, Fritzl allowed her to be taken to the hospital. Kerstin's condition puzzled doctors, and their inquiries led to Elisabeth's release and Fritzl's arrest. The world was stunned. The details of Elisabeth's captivity and the extent of Fritzl's crimes were beyond comprehension. Josef Fritzl was charged with murder, rape, incest, and enslavement. During the trial, Elisabeth testified against her father, revealing the full horror of her ordeal. The court was left in shock as the grim details emerged. In 2009, Fritzl was sentenced to life imprisonment. He was held accountable for the murder of one of his newborn children, who died due to neglect shortly after birth. Fritzl's actions are a stark example of extreme control and manipulation. His ability to maintain such a double life for decades is both disturbing and fascinating from a psychological standpoint. The psychological impact on Elisabeth and her children is profound. The long-term effects of such trauma are complex and require extensive therapy and support. The Fritzl case serves as a grim reminder of the depths of human depravity. It also highlights the resilience of the human spirit as Elisabeth and her children begin to rebuild their lives. Elisabeth's strength and courage in the face of unimaginable suffering are truly remarkable. Her story is a testament to the human will to survive and overcome. As we reflect on this case, let us remember the importance of vigilance and support for those in need. Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay compassionate. Together, we can make a difference.